Am I the asshole for canceling plans because my friend brought his kid? Hello, I'll try and make this short and sweet. I, 18 male, plan to go to the beach with my friends, 18 male, 17 male, 18 female, yesterday. It was cold but nice and seemed like the perfect weather for surfing. However, before I left the house, my friend, Jay, announced to the group chat that he'd invited his girlfriend, Ellie, and their toddler with us. Honestly, I know how these things go. The day ends up revolving around whether the kid is too warm or too cold or needs a nap, so I made up an excuse not to go and stayed at home with my dog all day. Unfortunately, Jay got suspicious. My mate, Tom, and I seem to have a habit of canceling whenever his kid is involved, and he got offended by it. We have explained multiple times before that being around the kid makes us uncomfortable and that springing it upon us isn't fair, but he was still pissed off we cancelled short notice. He said if we're friends with him we need to be friends with his girlfriend and toddler too. I have no issues with Ellie, but I don't want to hang out with his toddler all the time. I have nieces and nephews and kids just aren't for me. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole if Jay is going to make his friends hang out with his toddler. He is going to find himself without friends. It's totally reasonable for 18-year-olds to not want to spend time with a toddler. Not the asshole. We have explained multiple times before that being around the kid makes us uncomfortable and that springing it upon us isn't fair, but he was still pissed off we cancelled short notice. You did communicate with Jay about this. Jay refuses to listen and continues planning on activities with the kid. Nothing you can do if Jay doesn't listen. Jay is probably thinking that he can wear you down. Not the asshole he springs it on you because he knows that you won't agree. He's selfish. And #X200B. He said if we're friends with him we need to be friends with his girlfriend and toddler too. Well, if he's going to draw that line in the sand. Not the asshole bringing your kid radically changes the whole outcome of the outing. I wouldn't want to either. He needs to understand that his childless friends in their late teens are probably not going to hang out with the toddler all the time. He has a completely different life. Not the asshole. I'm a girl with loads of friends with children. I have none. And when we meet up, without children, we don't even talk about them. Kids are fine and all of that, but God, I can imagine how repetitive that is. You're 18 and want to have fun, not be there with a toddler, keeping your language safe while they are cranky from naps. I'm not even sure how to rate this because it seems like such a non-issue. Op wants to go surfing. Jay wants to bring his girlfriend and toddler. Those things are mutually exclusive if you take separate vehicles. You meet at the beach. You go surfing with Jay. Ellie plays with the toddler on the beach. If Jay has to leave early because the kid is tired or cranky, then he leaves and Op stays with the rest of his friends. Op and Tom don't have to be around the kid at all. How was this solution not thought of? Not the asshole. Why can he change the plan last minute, but you can't? Not the asshole. Unless I specifically plan to go out with my friends' kids, I hate when adult time gets ruined by small humans. Not the asshole. I'm the same as you, and 3 times your age. If I have something planned, and somebody changes it at the last moment, I'll choose the least stressful outcome, which often means bailing. Last-minute changes are never, hey, my friend Bono just flew in from Ireland with his bandmates, is it okay if they come? They are always changes that make that person's situation easier by passing their issues on to everyone else. A relaxing outing is supposed to be relaxing. You are entitled to plan and go on these kinds of outings without having to deal with, if you were really my friend. NTA, but I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you all aren't going to be close friends for much longer. This happens in every group of friends. His priorities and your priorities are changing and won't really work together. Part of growing up. Not the asshole. You don't have to suddenly enjoy, or pretend like it's no different, spending your recreational time including a toddler in your day. Nah, but I think you guys need to talk to your friend. Having a toddler at 18 is really hard work, and if you want to keep him as a friend you need to be a bit more supportive. He can't just piggyback off adult events and rock up with a kid. If he wants to do stuff with his kid and his friends he should be arranging it. A toddler completely changes the dynamic. Unfortunately, you might just not be the friends he needs right now, and he needs to see that his life is the one that's changed and you guys aren't automatically going to change with him. You are the asshole. It sounds like you are just going to drift apart and not be friends with this person anymore. Kids never go away, it's a lifelong thing. You either adapt with the relationship and with that person's growth, or you grow apart. It is what it is. Not the asshole. You're in age where you should be enjoying your life free from any potential responsibility. You don't want, like, kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can never be forced into a situation you don't want to be in. And he can't demand you to be friends with his partner and kid when you don't want to. However, you have to understand that in the long you may to choose a decision which is hard to make. Either stand your ground or compromise, whichever makes you comfortable. Not the asshole. At your age it's perfectly understandable to not want to hang out with a toddler. Your friend should have ran it by you guys to make sure it was okay. Having a kid-toddler there completely changes the vibe. I have to ask, I'm assuming you have met the kid. Does the toddler come off as a brat to you? Is that why you don't want them around, or do you just not like kids in general? Just make all your visits with this friend not safe for work, like strip clubs, bars. R-rated movie. Problem solved. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I don't understand the responses here saying that Op needs to talk to Jay. The original post says that it's been mentioned several times that they would appreciate having an adult-only event. How many more times do they need to communicate this? No assholes here. He's trying to not lose his friends because when you have a kid everyone ditches you. Now you'll have to decide if the friendship is worth it. It does not make you an asshole if you choose to not be friends, but friends hang out with the family. Not the asshole. You're still a kid yourself. Go be a kid. Sounds like your friendship is over with your friend since you have no interest in their child. If my friends wouldn't accept my child around, I'd dump them so fast. Not the asshole. I, 36M, don't have kids, but I like them. My nephew, 3, is my favorite person on earth. But my brother, and my friends with kids, know that if Rob plans an event, he's gonna be Rob. He's gonna drink, cuss, tell dirty jokes, and say, "That's what she said," enough to make Michael Scott crazy. When they plan an event, I'll be on my best for their kids. If I plan one, you don't bring them, or you understand I'm going to be an adult. You've communicated you're not comfortable with it. He did it anyway. You're in the clear. So you were given short notice that the mum and bub were joining you, but he's annoyed you pulled out with short notice? Rude. Not the asshole. You didn't sign up to be taking care of a kid. It's a dick move of him to spring it on you after already making plans that don't accommodate for a small child. Not the asshole. And it happens to older people too. I used to go to my BF's family gatherings, which were nice adult dues. Then his niece got married and had a baby, and the gathering devolved into seeing how low everyone could grovel to get the kid to pay attention to them. I get it that they are family and everything, but the kid would pitch a fit when he wasn't the absolute center of attention. It was impossible to have any kind of conversation that wasn't about him. Niece just had another baby, and I hope that it takes some of the focus off the first one. But circumstances intervened before I had to just start refusing to attend. I know I sound like an asshole myself, but I don't think anyone wants to hang out with a spoiled rotten toddler that doesn't have any limits put on him. I have this weird suspicion that a bunch of 18-year-olds, who have explicitly told me they don't want to hang out with a toddler, don't want to hang out with a toddler. No shit, Jay. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Be aware, his next step is to simply bring the kid after telling you he wasn't going to. Make sure you have your own way to leave. As soon as you see the kid, just walk away. Not the asshole. Nobody want to spend time with toddlers. Not the asshole. You're 18, not 28. Kids aren't a package deal among friends unless everyone has kids. Not the asshole. Balance out your time so his partner child are invited when it's appropriate. This is awkward because he's the only one in the crowd with a child. This might be a bit controversial here, but you're not obligated to change. Adjust your plans around an 18-year-old with a toddler. He chose that lifestyle, he has to live with the consequences, whether that's sleepless nights or not being invited because he's gonna bring his kid. I get he's your friend, but you don't owe him anything because he chose to not use a Johnny. I'd honestly not be able to cope having friends that are 18 with a kid. You wanna go out and drink and they wanna go to the zoo. What a life. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He was invited to go surfing with you and friends, not his girlfriend and child. He is the rude one who needs to learn and accept that an invitation for one is an invitation for one, not one plus girlfriend and child. His next move is to not even tell you they are coming, they'll just all show up and expect you to deal with it rather than it getting ugly. Linda, move. Not the asshole. You've explained to him that you don't want to hang out with his toddler every time you meet up. He refuses to listen. Not the asshole. Adult time means no kids. Not the asshole recently had a similar situation where at the last second someone invited someone else with a 4-year-old and you guessed it. The whole day revolved around the kid and an afternoon of adults drinking and smoking and having a good time turned into everyone having to be on best behavior and babysitting. It is not cool to spring a kid on people like that. You were going surfing? How do you do that with a toddler? How do you be friends with a toddler? I say not the asshole. If he wants to do a group activity with his partner and child, he should plan an appropriate activity in advance and invite his friends to participate. They chose to raise a child at a young age and they can't assume they can continue to live like everyone else their age. Info. Exactly what is the problem with the girlfriend and the child? I can understand you don't want a toddler around when you go surfing. But you seem to be avoiding them all the time. Not the asshole. Honestly, I don't know many teenagers or really any that was to spend nearly all their free time with a toddler. Your friend cannot force you or anyone else to befriend his toddler or expect you to want to spend any time with such a small child. But he gave you an ultimatum. So there's your out. Close that door. Why the fuck an 18 years old has a toddler? He said if we're friends with him we need to be friends with his girlfriend and toddler too. What the hell? What 18-year-old wants a toddler for a friend? I'm taking the unpopular opinion and saying you are the asshole. Your friend had a kid. That's his life. As a parent, I just think people and their kids are a package deal. This definitely is a man train of thought. I've never been ostracized from my friends because of my child, and if I were, they aren't actually my friends. Friends don't flake on friends because of kids. You're not his friend. This is just ridiculous. Stop being his friend because you're just ruining your friendship with him and making him feel like crap. Not the asshole. IDK what your friend expected becoming a father so young. I wouldn't fault anyone for not wanting to hang out with children, especially teenagers. Everyone sucks here. Your friend lied by omission. You lied directly to get out of the day instead of being mature and telling the truth to them. Not the asshole, and it's got nothing to do with your age. Last week my 43F friends arranged a get-together in a park. First time in months 'cause COVID. First time to spend any time with other adults this year, and one brought her kids. Nice kids, bit older, 8 and 5. So they like to get involved in all the conversations, tell you jokes and enjoy all the attention. Last time, before Xmas, a different friend brought her kids. Toddlers. The whole tone of the day changes. It's about what the kids need. One of them invariably ends up crying. You have to avoid some topics, etc. It drives me mad. I just wanted some adult time with my friends. There's nothing wrong with that. NTA. Folks with kids gotta realize that not everyone they know wants to hang around them. Some people are uncomfortable around them. Honestly, you could just tell him you're interested in a child-free day instead of shunning him. From the pain of being younger when I started a family and watching friends drop off. It seems like you have the opposite problem to me. All my friends expected me to be able to just go back out as usual even though I had new responsibilities. Your friend just doesn't want to be left out but can't separate from family life. Not the asshole, but don't let him disappear though. That's a painful feeling on the other end. Sad face. Having a kid is an everyday responsibility. You can't bail out on your kid. If I were you, I'll be happy to see that my friend is such a responsible parent at such a young age. Not the asshole. When I was 18 and at the beach with my friends, the last thing I wanted to do was hang out with a toddler, and I love kids. Tell your friend Jay you can have a beach day with him and his girlfriend and her little one some other day. Not the asshole. He's the one who changed the plans at the last minute. It's fair for you to back out. You agreed to spend the day at the beach with you adult friends. The presence of a child changes the vibe of a group. The adults have to be more vigilant in general and can't relax. You'd have to mind your language and steer clear of any topic deemed not kid-friendly. Other people's kids, even ones you're related to, are great in small doses when you're prepared to have to deal with them. What your friend tried to do isn't cool and you had every right to back out. Yeah. Springing it on you last minute isn't cool, but I have a feeling he'll end up finding other friends with kids eventually, and stop wanting to hang out with you guys. Especially if this is the behavior that is exhibited all the time. Not the asshole he's mad at you for canceling short notice but invited his girlfriend and toddler along short notice? You are the asshole for lying to your friend. You don't want to come because of the toddler, just say so.